You'd think I'd come up with a clever way to start these videos by now, but nope. Here we are. Oh, man. So it was brought to my attention that I made a grievous error in the last video and totally forgot something very important. I told you who I was. I told you I worked for Family Life. I didn't tell you what on earth I do here. Oops, sorry. Yes, I am the photographer and videographer for Family Life. I'm real new. Just started last month. You may have seen me wandering around with a camera, trying really hard to be inconspicuous. But if you saw me, that didn't work, so I'll try harder next time. By the time you see this, it will be T-1 day until Sharathon. Yes, Sharathon is tomorrow. That would be the better way to say that. So I went around and I asked a whole bunch of people what I'm getting myself into with this whole Sharathon thing. I just wanted to take you behind the scenes to show you what people really think about Sharathon, people who work here. You know, from the perspective of somebody who actually knows what they're doing, because I do not. But first, I want to show you something really cool that happened last week. So I just got a hot tip that I needed to come in this room because something really cool was happening here. This is the prayer room, which has been set up. Usually this is the music room, and there's a mirror behind the curtain over there, and there's a piano and stuff like that behind there. So you set up the prayer room back there, which looks really cool, by the way.
Well, thank you. We try to make it look inviting.
Yeah. So what else is going to happen there tomorrow?
Well, we are going to have prayer from 6 a.m. until probably about 5 p.m. and then people pray in their homes till midnight.
Wow, that's more than I would have anticipated, I guess.
Well, the Sharathon needs all the prayer we can get.
Every aspect of Sharathon is prayed for. The technology is prayed over. Everybody is prayed for specifically and for specific things. And you, the viewer, or you, the listener, are prayed for as well.
That's fine, no problem. I don't care if we get somebody twice, then we get twice. Alright. Lord, I thank you that we get to dedicate this day to you.
Yeah. We spent a whole day in prayer. Now, obviously, we didn't spend the whole 8 hours, all of us there, because nothing would get done. But we went in and were very much so encouraged to spend at least an hour in that room praying, which I think is really special and really important. So yeah, after the weekend, I came back. I promised you that we were going to talk to some people, so I talked to some people. Got kind of the inside scoop on what's going on. And found some ways that you really do make this Sharathon a thing, which is an incredible, beautiful, special microcosm of what God is doing with the world. I talked to my friend Mary, who is wonderful. She's like one of those orange citrus candies, you know, the gummies with sugar coated all around it. She's just wonderful, and I love her. She also writes and produces and edits and makes a lot of the radio spots, the different ads that you hear in between radio shows, and she does Kids Corner, which is awesome.
I have to say that phones is surprisingly one of my favorite things. It's just really fun because the people who are calling are usually just like really excited about Family Life, and it's just really fun to hear their feedback and some of their stories, and you know, they're usually excited to talk to you, which you'd think, you know, phones are not really fun, but they're very fun.
I talked with Jesse. It's also pretty cool. Sometimes I wonder about his sanity. Apparently, you don't really need to be sane to work at Family Life. Just willing. Yeah? Which is great, because then I can be here too. The story that he has to tell is really sweet, though.
My favorite Sharathon, just God moment, was last year. It was the fall 2021 Sharathon, I believe. And we're getting towards the end of the night, and it looks like we're not quite going to hit the goal for the hour. Calls are starting to come in a little slower. But we get this one 11-year-old kid, I believe he was 11 or around there, and he wanted to give a fairly small gift and see if people would match it, but it was his entire allowance. It was like $100 or something like that. But it was his entire, that was all he had. And he just wanted to see if there was anybody out there who would match his gift. And within the first 10 minutes, we got like a dozen callers coming in with, I got to pick up one of them, people just tears in their eyes like, oh my gosh, that was so sweet. I want to give. And I think we met the goal and went a little ways over it too. It was nuts just to see how God can use one little act of kindness, one, calling on a young boy's heart to do so much, because that turned from $100 into over $1,000 pretty quickly. And it was really cool to see God move.
It sounds very much so like the story of the loaves and the fishes.
It was like the loaves and the fish. Yeah, that's exactly what it was, is the loaves and the fishes. One boy's lunch.
Yep, one boy's entire allowance.
And there you go. Look what God does with it.
And I'm so excited for tomorrow, because tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow's when it all starts out. I'm hoping to be here at like dark 30, which is just not my time of the day, but that's when everything starts. So in order to give you the inside scoop, that's where I gotta be. For you, dear viewer, for you and only for you, at least there will be coffee and snacks. This has been Kate Walker, and I'll see you later.